Pesach, it's in the air. It's a very busy time. There's so much to do, so much going on, so much to focus on. Sometimes you may feel like you don't know where to put yourself, what to focus on first. And you're wondering, really, what is this holiday really about besides cleaning and preparing and organizing and removing all the chametz from our homes? It can feel really overwhelming. It could feel really overwhelming. However, I'm happy to share with you amazing insights on what Pesach was really about, with 3 practical tips at the end on how to redeem yourself, how to remove your inner closets, your inner negative insecurities from holding you back into becoming the person you want to be. The month of Nisan, which is during Passover, is the month of Geula. It's known as the month of Geula, which means the month of redemption. Redemption. You are also redeemed during this time. You are also a new person during this time, only if you tap into the holiness, the Kedusha of Pesach. You have to be there. You can't just let it pass you by. And it's tough. It's, a very quick holiday, a lot to do. And before you know it, the first Seder, the second Seder is over. And you're like, oh my God, I prepared this for so long, prepared for this. And it's over so quickly. It's like preparing for that big wedding day. And within just a few hours, of such hard work and preparation, it's all finished. But this year, we want to capitalize on Pesach. We want to understand what it's really about. We want to understand how we can become different people, better people in this holiday, and become the person you want to be. Remove your inner monster, your inner insecurities, your inner selves, where you want to clean out your closets, not just physically, but spiritually, in order to be that redeemed person. Okay. The insanity of Pesach is a blessing. The insanity. You see, the supermarkets are full of people trying to shop for Pesach. The lines are long, the shopping carts are full, there's traffic, the parking lots are full, and we're wondering, whoa, if only I had, more time, if only all these people weren't in my way. Remember, Pesach is a blessing only if we tap into it. We prayed for this. We wanted this. After World War II, people were sure that Mashiach was going to come the next day. Yet he didn't come, but he's going to come. And we know that no matter how much we do, we want to do more. We are here to tap into the blessings of Pesach. The insanity of Pesach is really a blessing. It's a heavy month. We need to be careful because this month there's a lot of stress. People are also working mothers, working parents, trying to bring in the holiday. But there's so much during the holiday, that there's really not necessary to do. This is not a spring cleaning holiday. If you have the time, the energy, the help, go ahead and do it, as long as you're doing it with a smile, and as long as the people in your lives are not suffering for it, are not the Korban Pesach, right? They're not the sacrifices they have to deal with our tempers, with our stresses and tensions. This is supposed to be an amazing, joyous holiday. It's supposed to be exciting. So we do not want to complain about bracha on Pesach. We prayed for this. After World War II, people were sure Mashiach will come the next day. There were so many Jews who were just killed, and the redemption was sure to come. We know it's going to come. And people prayed to survive. People prayed to continue the Jewish homes, the Jewish families, continue the next generation. And here we are. We have them. There's so many shuls, schools, people, Baruch Hashem, the Jewish people And we're so blessed. We prayed for this. We wanted this. So we cannot complain about our children. We cannot complain about the supermarkets being full. We cannot complain about food being available. We prayed for this. We cannot uh, complain about it. Instead, bless the people you see. May they have a kosher, beautiful Pesach, and you'll be happier. You'll be happier and calmer. Judaism is not meant to provoke anxiety. Anything that we observe in Judaism is not meant for us to get stressed and tense over. It's only supposed to give us strength to become better people and inspiration. Yes, before we prepare for Shabbat, before we prepare for Pesach, we do have to do many things. We do have to prepare. However, the mindset that comes along with the preparation makes the preparation so much more enjoyable. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this for Hashem. I'm doing this. I want to be partners with Him. Hashem doesn't need us to do anything for Him. He can make anything work like magic. However, He created this world as a system where as long as we partner with Him, He can shower down bracha into this world and blessing. He can do anything without us. He doesn't really need us to help Him, but He created a system that we do help Him in order for blessing, and God forbid, negative experiences can happen as well. We want to tap into the blessings. We want to capitalize on the blessings. So if I'm worried, constantly stressed and anxious about everything I observe in Yiddishkeit, I'm doing it all wrong. I need to rethink, what am I doing? How am I doing it? What's my thought process? Following Hashem's commandments is meant to give me simcha, which is happiness. If you serve Hashem b'simcha, then you are understanding that the unbelievable simcha it is to serve the King, the Master of the world. We know that this would mean that you know that you make a difference in the world. You know that you're important. Someone who is a doorman in a prestigious building in Manhattan, he's doing such a mundane, menial job, tedious job, and it could feel like, anybody can do it, but he feels so privileged. He bounces up in his step. He's enthusiastic to greet the people who are dorming in the hotel and coming out, and all the clientele, and greeting them with a smile. Does he really care about them? Really, he doesn't really care about them. He's doing his job. He wants to do his job really well to satisfy his employer. The master employer in this world is Hashem, and we want to make Him happy. So if I am, trudging and barely putting one foot in front of the other when I'm observing Judaism, and I'm again Shabbat, again Pesach, again cleaning, again shopping, again cooking, then I'm doing it all wrong. I need to rethink my job, my role as a caregiver in the house, my job in serving Hashem. Whatever it is your phase of life is, this is how we serve Hashem, and it's Judaism, and our roles are supposed to give us simcha. And if I'm not serving Hashem b'simcha, I'm doing it all wrong. Okay. Sadness is believing that I am unimportant. It's believing falsely that what I am doing has no value. People underconduct themselves. People behave in ways that are just below them because they forget who they are. Not because they're bad. They forget who they are. They forget how important they are. They forget the value of every mitzvah that they do. They feel unimportant. They're not making a big splash on the billboards. They're not making a statement in society. They feel low. They feel like they're not making it. They feel like they don't matter. And that's not true. You don't have to have any initials after your name to make a difference, to be important, to matter in this world. I have to understand that to be besimcha has no bounds. Why? Because to be besimcha is really means that you're happy and you're grateful for everything you have. Now, is it possible for someone to sit in one sitting, given an hour, and to be really grateful for everything in their lives? That's impossible. Because to the tiniest detail that you have, the buttons on your shirt, every breath you breathe, every cell in your body, it's recreated every second. It's impossible to be grateful for everything that you have. So the more you're grateful, the happier you'll be, and the healthier you will be, the happier you will be to serve Hashem with joy. The more you realize that you're really just a nothing without Hashem. I'm really a nobody, a nothing without Hashem. A person realizes this, and the person realizes how important they are, that Hashem cares about what they eat for Pesach, that Hashem cares about that they don't even put a little bit of chametz into their mouth. Hashem cares. Hashem cares. And Hashem sees you as so important, because you make a big impact in the world with the tiniest thing that you do. The impact the entire world, the impact the entire world experiences is through my mitzvot. It's easy for us to understand this with my personal example of traffic. When you're on the road and you're stuck in traffic, and you wonder, where's the traffic coming from? And all of a sudden you realize it's because of this car. Maybe it's broken down. And because of this car, thousands of cars are either delayed in their plans, late to work, because of this one car. We've seen many times statements how one person can change the world. Oh, it only takes one to make a change in the world. It's true. And it only takes one to really ruin or diminish the plans of the world, ruin the plans, make a negative impact on the world. And that's not what we want. We don't want to be on that side. We want to be on the side of goodness, of blessing, and bracha in this world. So remind yourself with this analogy of traffic. You want to make sure you help the road go in the right way, and you do that through mitzvot, tapping into the mitzvahs that we do. The life of Torah and mitzvot is proof that we are significant beyond words. It doesn't make sense how the Jewish people exist, but yet we're here. There were nations that were trying to destroy us for thousands of years, and we were the smallest, the weakest, and yet we the one who survived. We are the nation that persevered, and we are the ones who have always overcome and won, because we have Hashem by our side. Remember, we are one. It doesn't make sense how we exist. However, we exist, and we have to be proud that we exist. And we exist only in merit of the Torah and mitzvot. So obviously, Torah and mitzvot has value, has tremendous value. You have value. Every little thing you take upon yourself, your blessing on the water, the way you act, the way you dress, the way you do the mundane things that you do, taking care of your home. It may seem like, again, who sees this? Who sees how much I take care of my home? Who sees how much I control my temper? Who sees how much I do for my family? But yet, this person has created a tremendous difference in the whole entire world. We impact the cosmos with every single thing that we do, on the positive and on the negative side. We want to be on the positive side. Regarding chesed and kindness, the closer you are to the person you're doing kindness to, the higher is the value of your chesed. Meaning, towards your family, you're doing chesed, you're taking care of them all the time, cooking, cleaning, laundry, and attending to their very needs. You're a nurse, you're a therapist, everything else, cleaning lady. And who sees all this? And why is it such a higher value of chesed than for anyone else? It's because we are emulating Hashem when we are taking care of our families. Oftentimes, a woman of the house all her efforts are unnoticed, are unappreciated, and she's not thanked. Not because her family doesn't love her. It is because her family, this is the natural trend of families, because they just kind of expect it. And yes, we should teach our children and husbands. We should, meaning like not teach our husbands, but I mean teach our children to thank, appreciate the gratitude when our husband gives us gratitude. And we have to understand that the chesed show towards our family has such a high level, because oftentimes Hashem is not thanked, he's unnoticed, he's ignored, and God forbid he's blamed. So, and Hashem, no matter what he experiences from us, and the reaction and the relationship that we have with him, no matter what, he still continues to give. He easily forgives. He has empathy, he has sympathy and mercy, and no matter what, he gives. And that is the woman. The woman is constantly giving. She easily forgives, and she's easily doing chesed no matter what. So we want to say that, and remember that our chesed as the woman towards our families has such a high value, much higher than towards anyone else, and we need to appreciate that and recognize that. Sometimes in life you have to sacrifice a lot of your desires to come close to Hashem. And with Pesach, we know that matzah doesn't really need much. It's the challah that needs all these ingredients, and the yeast and the flour and the water and the sugar and the eggs, salt, oil, and anything else you want to add to make it full of fluff, to make it so grand looking and prestigious. But we have to remember that in life we really don't need much to be happy. We need to do the will of Hashem. May your gut reaction be not the reaction of negativity. May your natural reaction not be a gut reaction, but be a godly reaction. May I do naturally what Hashem wants me to do. And it may seem impossible because you've taken so much upon yourself throughout the years, or the same thing throughout the years for the past 10, 20 years, and you're wondering you're a lost case. But that's not true. That's the Yetzer Hara telling you that, and we don't have to listen. We can say, well, it's not true maybe for today, but right now I just want to try it. It's not true maybe for the next 10 years, but I want to do it now. And we'll be able to understand that the less we need in life, the more happier we'll be. The simple way to live, not needing so much to be happy. You don't need to be thanked to be happy. You don't need so much materialistic means to be happy. And we see from time and time again how materialism does not bring happiness. And it could definitely give the opposite. We have to understand that true freedom is the freedom to control your own reality. I am free to think the way I want to think about my life, to have a life filled with amazing experiences, and also look at my life through rosy colored glasses. You could have two people who live challenging lives. One looks at it in a very pessimistic way, and one looks at it in a way as a way of opportunity. This is an opportunity for me to be great. One mom can look at her very challenging child as, why is God punishing me? God forbid. Why is this child so annoying? They took after the father's family. Or this is not meant for me. I just can't stand him. Or you can look at him as, you know what? I'm going to be a more patient person. I'm going to be the person I'm meant to become. The person I never thought I could be. And looks at this challenge as an opportunity to be great. Remember, Hashem doesn't do anything to hurt us. He doesn't know how to hurt us. He only knows how to love you. He only knows how to take care of you, how to only give you good things. You know, the experience that we have sometimes, the stresses, the challenges may not feel good, but they're really just like medicine. Sometimes medicine is bitter. We have to accept it with love and say, Hashem, show me how to overcome this challenge that you gave me, because I know you love me. And Hashem loves you more than you will ever love yourself. I'm going to share with you a story and then 3 practical tips on how to make the most and capitalize into the holiday of Pesach. Rabbi Bela Schwartz says this story that was really just striking and made an impact in her life for many, many years, few decades. She was standing in line, before Pesach, trying to buy a few things. And in front of her were 2 ladies. They were talking about how much they stayed up all night preparing for Pesach. They were all night cleaning or preparing, organizing, whatever they were doing, cleaning the chandeliers. I don't know, it's not necessary, but um, and they were telling each other how much they stayed up all night doing all of this, and Rebbetzin Schwartz thinking, what did I miss? Why am I supposed to stay up all night? And she said, I never stay up for anything, let alone Pesach. What am I missing? What's there to stay up for? What am I supposed to be doing? And they went on and talking about what they were doing. And then they came into the cashier, and the cashier was a very compromised young woman, not Jewish, I believe, but that doesn't matter. What matters is she was compromised, meaning she was a little slow. She would ask silly questions, simple questions, a little bit, she'd say, mentally challenged, right? A little slow. Okay, she would ask questions to the customers like, why did you buy this type of food? Why didn't you buy that kind of macaroni? Or what do you do with this? And like really silly questions like, what's the best type of yogurt? And when a person is in a rush, they just don't want to be asked silly questions. Why this type of plastic fork? Why not that type of, very, very silly questions. And in the heat of the moment, when the person is rushing, when a person is annoyed, they have to go home and not in their right state of mind. You could easily tell this person off and be annoyed. And that's exactly what these ladies did. These ladies were up all night preparing for Pesach, cleaning, preparing. And they were annoyed at this cashier that she was asking all these questions. And they were very rude to her. I don't know what she said. I don't know what they said. But Rebbetzin Schwartz said, it was so striking. Like, where in the Torah does it say you have to clean the chandeliers, you have to organize, the cabinets, all of that? It just says get rid of chametz. It doesn't mean you have to do all that extra. But if you're gonna stay up all that extra, you can't just be rude to people. In the Torah, we have commandments not to treat other people badly, to be aware of their feelings. And yes, most likely they acted like that because they were stressed, because they were tired, they were overwhelmed. And yes, we all get into those phases. However, if I have to remind myself that I have to be nice, I have to be nice to everyone, to the members of my family, and yes, it's hard, but we have to become better and better at it. And to not take for granted other people, that just because you did all this, that you have a right to treat other people badly and tell people off. And this is not a mitzvah. This is not a mitzvah. How do you know everything you did was accounted? When you made somebody feel so bad, but yet you clean the house and make it sparkly. And we have to remind ourselves that this holiday of Pesach, it's supposed to be exciting, rejuvenating, where you're removing your inner closets. Remove the parts of you that you never thought you would become a better person. You never thought you would overcome. What are those parts? Parts of really negativity, parts of stress, parts of tension, parts of the Yetzer Hara, where it's constantly telling you you're always this and you're never that. And we want to come out this Pesach saying, you know what? I'm going to take a small act. I'm going to take something upon myself, and I'm going to look at myself differently. Or maybe I'm not doing so much, right? Maybe I'm going to bed earlier. Maybe I'm smiling against my will, right? More often. You want to take something upon yourself that is showing you how you can be better, that showing you how you can be a better person, and removing your negative qualities, removing your negative traits, just a little bit at a time. Do something small for yourself, and believe in yourself that no matter what kind of person you think you are holiness, you are goodness, you are precious to Hashem, and any habits that we have, we can change them one at a time to be better people close to Hashem. So remember, the end does not justify the means. Just because I clean for Pesach doesn't mean I act the way I want to and it can hurt anybody's feelings, especially our families, the people who we live with. Okay, so practical tips for Pesach. Number one, is limit the conversation you have with people about Pesach. We call each other and say, what are you doing? What are you up to? Everybody does things differently. Everybody has a different phase of life. People who don't have little children at home may have more time and would enjoy, spring cleaning along with Pesach cleaning. But spring cleaning is not a necessity. We're putting unwanted and unwarranted stress upon ourselves for no reason. Okay, so it's not a competition on who gets done what. Do it with a smile, do it with happiness, and limit the conversation you have with people. If they start talking about how much they're doing, say, oh, you're doing such an amazing job, you'll do great. Pesach won't be canceled, you'll be prepared, don't worry. Calm them down and talk about the weather. It's a high time right now, high stress, but it's a full of opportunity to wish each other well, look the good in people, wish them a beautiful Pesach, remove all your inner monsters, all your inner insecurities of trying to be perfect, trying to be trying to tell yourself that I can never do this and I can always do that and I'm always like this. You can always change and you could be better, but you are already good and holy. You just need to see that in yourself and understand that you are Tzelem Elohim, a precious daughter of Hashem. Okay. Number 2, during the Pesach Seders, give yourself a blessing and other people who you're around. May you be zoche, may you merit to be healthy and well and continue to have your children and continue to have a family and continue to host Pesach again next year. As tired as you are, we can be tired, overwhelmed, self-pitying, all of that, and still be basimcha. You can still do all of that and still be basimcha. We want to tap into it. The holiday is quick. It goes by quickly. And we're thinking about already going to sleep, in the middle of Seder. I know you're going to be tired. I'm going to be tired, but it's a good kind of tired. It's an accomplished feeling. It's a good feeling. We want to infuse it with Kedusha and saturate it with holiness. So we want to pray that for next year for Pesach that we're going to be healthy and observe and honor Pesach as well. And the third practical tip is, no matter how much you do it with a smile, do it with joy. Be nice to the people around you, the people who you live with. And whatever you're cleaning, again, do not share it with people. Be grateful for what you can accomplish and remove not only the physical chametz, but also the spiritual chametz that are the negative thoughts about ourselves that we feel. We all have these feelings. We're going to fight them till we leave this world after 120 years, and it's always changing, these thoughts. And hopefully we can understand that you are not a label. You are not the negative thoughts that you think about yourself. You are goodness, sweetness, holiness, and you want to be naturally close to Hashem. I wish you a beautiful Pesach, cleaning the closets out of ourselves. May we merit to have a wonderful, holy Pesach. Appreciating the insights of Rebbetzin Esther Baylor Schwartz, Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming, awakening awareness of your greatness and potential.